name is Mohammed. I am the ServiceNow practice lead at AQL Technologies, and along with that, I have Mihir. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. This is Mihir. I'm working with AQL as a senior ServiceNow architect from last 10 years. I majorly work with ITSM, ITOM, and architecting solutions, development, and implementations. Of course, on the service portal and employee-centric customizations, upgrading ServiceNow versions. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I also have Steve.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Steve Linker with AQL Technologies, and I am the business development lead, and I look forward to working with everyone. About that, yeah, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the company. We're a ServiceNow Premier Partner. We've been in business for 20 years. We work a lot with federal and state governments, as well as Fortune 1000 and nonprofit organizations. We've been in business for 20 years, 15 plus years of IT experience, 5,000 plus ServiceNow projects, 500 plus ServiceNow developments, 100 plus consultations per year, and 200 plus certified experts. So thanks for allowing me to explain a little bit, and I'll pass it back to Samir.
Thank you, Steve. And I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just get started with Employee Center here. So Employee Center has been around for a little bit of time now, but there's been a lot of momentum which has been catching around the Employee Center, and I think that which makes it one of those very important things is bringing all your employees, all the customers, all the clients that you have over to the ServiceNow space. And this space commonly was shared by a lot of different other softwares, intranet software, SharePoint, just name it. But with Employee Center, it's a game changer, and there's a lot of traction going around with it. And ServiceNow has been doing everything it can to really move everything over from one of its predecessor, which is Service Portal, over to Employee Center. And so this is the agenda which we're going to be covering. What we try doing is that we want to try giving you as much real-time exposure as possible. I'm going to introduce you to the Employee Center and then give you a demo of some of the Employee Center designs that we have, real-life designs, something that we have done for the clients, review some of that, and then after that, go ahead and really, get your hands dirty by really looking at some of those designs, okay, and talk about all those widgets that come with the Employee Center. And then Mihir's going to come in at that time, and then he's going to go ahead and get his hands dirty and then try customizing something for you, to really try showing you how you can customize the Employee Center. And then after that, we're going to talk about a little bit about all other features, different licensing, content analytics might be a little bit, and then service portal migrations as well. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and type in. Mostly I try answering those questions towards the end, but if I have time, I can just jump in and then try answering some of those questions as well. Let's get started with the Employee Center itself. So as everybody knows, and I'm pretty sure everybody's been working on Add the Lead Service Portal and might be Employee Center ever since it's been out. So at its core, the Service Portal is actually a framework for building UIs on the top of ServiceNow. It was never designed to be a portal. Yes, it did come with a default portal, but then there's applications to build on the top of that. But it's got a little limitations, and limitations is, the development. You need to summon a developer to come in and do a good part of those customizations. And then out of the box, Service Portal just looked really rudimentary. So with all those customizations only, then it started adding value. But with Employee Center, it comes out of the box in itself as extremely, extremely nice and presentable looking. And the new approach that ServiceNow has been applying towards pretty much every single thing that they're releasing is configurable. No more customizations, or a lot lesser customizations. Put your customizations on the back bench, but let's go ahead and try configuring as much as possible. Use out of the box as much as possible. And this is what the approach with Employee Center is as well. Employee Center, it's an actionable digital front end that is created for organizations, not for service delivery, and not even for just their HR needs, but to just create a modern intranet experience. Okay, and then it's pretty omni-channel, which is you can unify not just portals and different departments together, but you can go ahead and put together all the different content together. Whatever you have, might be requesting something, might be catalog items, put everything together and then just make a portal out of that. Just one single point where all your employees can be going to and getting all their information. And then it's that one single umbrella that they are now calling as Employee Center. And essentially it's designed to increase self-service awareness and then decrease all those siloed portals that used to come with the service portal. So we used to have several different portals, all different portals for all different purposes. Instead of all of that, you just have one single portal, one single intranet, which is the Employee Center, and then just go ahead and unleash all of your data in it. The good part is that it's built right on the top of the service portal framework in itself. And there's, depending on the licensing that you have, it's pretty ML driven as well. So let me go ahead and start sharing some of these slides here. Some of the designs over here, and then we're going to go ahead and see these designs in real in a second over here. So pretty much the thing is that, it looks pretty good. Just out of the box, there's a lot of value that it adds over here. And then driven by ML, it starts adding a lot of content, might be like popular topics, recommended for you, so there's a lot of those things, that ML is capable of surfacing. Employee Center ships with around about 200 widgets. And on the top of that, any custom widgets that you have created in the past, you can go ahead and use them in Employee Center as well. Everybody can see my screen. And I think that this is the time when, so these are going to be 3 slides. So, and what you see over here, these are the slides that we have developed for the clients. And so it requires, some of these might require customization, but a lot of this actually goes out of the box. The banner that you see over here, the top navigation, which we're going to talk about a lot, the popular topics, quick links, recommended for you. And this is what I was talking about, ML driven. So a lot of this, and then might be my items as well. A footer and then the header is very customizable. Let's go to the second design over here. And by the way, I hope everybody can see my screen, right? Okay. And then, so take a look at the second design. So again, it's got a different kind of a banner, and this is that actionable communication front end that ServiceNow is referring to, where you can actually display information, and then plus there's going to be actions on the right hand side, which I'll show in a second, where users can go ahead and just configure the action that needs to be taken with the communication, which is going to be laid out over here. And then again, quick links in a different format, trending topics, recommended for you, my items, and they can be a lot more. And then this is the third design. Hopefully I'm not going too fast, but we'll talk about all of this in a second here. And this is again, third design, where it's a different theme, it's a different layout, it's different. It might be a different set of widgets as well that you can add. Might be a featured video, might be a CEO video, might be a CEO corner, might be a CEO announcement corner. And the good part is that all of this is targeted, it's curated experience. It can be personalized as well. So which basically means you can even decide the audience who's going to be looking at this. Is it going to be kind of different roles? The C-level guys, the manager guys, pretty much every single, people in the organization. You can actually go ahead and curate the whole experience over here. That being said, I think that I am going to open up some designs over here, some real life designs. So some real life Employee Center designs over here, which are in ServiceNow. And a lot of times I get this question that, hey, Samir, what does it take to really go ahead and get an Employee Center design implemented? And my question is that it actually goes through several different processes. There's been times where it's taken us a month to a couple of months to just go ahead and lay out this design in itself in just nothing but a plain image file, and then verify the branding, verify the colors, verify the content of the layout of the whole page, and verify the different widgets, any kind of customizations. So it can be something as time intensive as a month to 2 months, where we are just laying out the different layouts, laying out the different designs, and finalizing that with the content team at the client side. Okay. And then comes the development part, where we take those designs, the blueprints that has been developed, and go ahead and implement that. So right now, I'm going to get started showing some of these designs, and we're going to get started with talking about the different widgets over here. And so I have 3 different widgets, 3 different designs over here that we have developed. They might be a little similar, but I just wanted to go ahead and these are derivatives of some of our client work that we have done, but I wanted to go ahead and show you as many widgets as possible and talk about that as well. So to start with, up in the top is your global navigation. And in the global navigation, you can see my tasks, and then there is the profiles, and then there is, and this is tours, and Mir's gonna go ahead and give a pretty good tour of how you can customize this tour as well. So this is the global menu. Now here comes the taxonomy menu. So anybody who's not have much experience with taxonomy in the past, so taxonomy is basically a pretty standard set of collection of hierarchies which define a certain business model. And so this is pretty standard to several different softwares, maybe the Microsoft, maybe the SAP world. Everybody has got a taxonomy store. You can take the taxonomy, you can develop the taxonomy, and there are commercial taxonomies available outside as well. Third-party taxonomies which are available. And the way ServiceNow uses it is pretty easy. It's pretty intuitive. You define your taxonomy, and once you have defined your taxonomy, all of the surfaces through here. So I'm not creating these menus, but I'm driving these through, and I can go ahead and show that to you. And I'm driving that through the taxonomy model. So let's go to my fulfiller view here, and let's go to taxonomy. And here it is. So once I go to taxonomy, and then so I have a taxonomy which comes by default with my ServiceNow, and it's employees. Okay, and it covers things from pay and benefits, the reports, tools, IT, risk and compliance, HR. So these could be different departments, and all of these different departments can have several different levels of taxonomy. So, and in my case over here, if I go to pay and benefits, then I have these child content and these child topics over here, featured contents, quick links, and then I can even tag applications. And the good part about it is that any of these applications which are part of your web application, those are the ones which are surfaced, which can be tagged over here. Okay, but so I can go ahead and define these several different taxonomies and those taxonomies. So let's go back to my employee center over here. And if I go to pay and benefits, as you can see, so this is coming right from the taxonomy. And I can, so this is what makes it pretty interesting. And I can be talking about taxonomy all day long, and that's a completely different topic in itself. The more mature taxonomy you have, the more control you have over all of your content, which is this about taxonomy. Okay, so over here, as you can see, so your content may be request, articles, employee communication, maybe quick link, all of that can be organized. All the content can be organized using taxonomy tags. And again, this is something that Mihir's going to show in a second, so that you can experience that firsthand. And all this taxonomy is going to be surfaced either through navigation, and navigation is something that you're just looking at, the mega menu navigation, or dynamic topic pages, or the homepage widgets as well. So it keeps it extremely, that's one of the good things, it keeps it extremely tight. And going back to my taxonomy over here. So if I click on, let's just say, if I go to IT over here and then click on hardware, so which is my second level, and let's go and open it up. And here it is. Okay, so this is the topic page that comes with the employee center as well. Okay, so, and any of these can be customized, and you can give it a better facelift by clicking on just those regular things, which is right click control and page and designer. Okay, so go ahead and add as many widgets as you want, and in lines with what we talked about, you're gonna see all those previous widgets as well as in here, and then you can go ahead and add other widgets as well to customize this topic page. Isn't that interesting, guys? I just love it. And then, so here's so underneath my hardware topic, so I have these subtopics over here, or these taxonomy items over here. So if I go back to my taxonomy here, finding my way back here, yeah. So if I go back to my taxonomy and then I click on on IT over here. And then you can see that I'm going to see, okay, so this is pretty much every single thing. And then I see the topics over here, hardware, software. This is what I clicked on, hardware. And then it shows me everything, you know, all the subtopics underneath that, the child topics underneath that. And here I am. So clicking on hardware, and here I am just looking at all the subtopics over here. And this is really what binds, you know, your whole business together. And not just that, on the top of that, there's, you know, you can have distributed ownership of taxonomy. And which pretty much means that if you have several different departments, and let me find my way back to, so to employees, to taxonomy over here. So if let's just say that if I have an organization which has IT and HR and risk and compliance and all these are different departments, HR, it might be sales and logistics and all these different departments, then pretty much everybody wants to own their own content, okay? And they want to own their own taxonomy content as well. So ServiceNow does a pretty good job. Either you can just add all the contributors. If you have one single person in your whole company who's going to be adding the taxonomy, then just go ahead and add them in here. Or if you have several different departments, which happens in a lot of organizations, IT understands their IT term. If it's healthcare, then healthcare understands their healthcare terms and not just IT. So it is recommended to give, or in my case IT, so it's recommended that you assign taxonomy managers for IT from the IT department, and nobody wants to lose control, right? So give them the control, and then you can have a topic manager, you can have a topic contributor from that department and come in and manage all of their content and manage all the taxonomy. Isn't that cool, guys? So, and then after they tag any of these with child topics or, you know, connected content over here, I can see this over here. You know, you can see catalog items, you can see quick links, you can see knowledge articles or anything over here. And these are, and you can go ahead and tag them, you know, and so that when I am going to any pages like I just did, hardware topics, so all of my content, you know, it just appears over here, even including applications. And this gives immense power, I think. So I think that we talked about taxonomy, and then we have seen a few things about taxonomy. And if I did not mention this before, then a couple things about employee center is pretty much after Rome is when employee center has been around, and I think that Service Portal is being used, but ServiceNow recommends leveraging employee center more than the Service Portal. So if you are starting fresh, I would recommend, you know, don't even bother with Service Portal, just jump right in employee center. You're gonna have your return on investment and going from there. And also employee center comes in with two different licensing, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna be looking at those widgets as well. So employee center comes in with two different packages. One is Employee Center Basic, and then the second one is the Pro. So Employee Center Basic is pretty much something that everybody gets. So like for example, you know, the menus that I have just talked about up at the top, okay, or the footer and a lot of different widgets, you know, they just get you. You just get it with your licensing. You know, there's no extra cost to it. So you can still go ahead and create like a modern experience, like a modern intranet, and then, you know, curate the content. Any of this content, you can go ahead and focus it, you know, to only very specific roles, okay? And then you can go ahead and create the for multi-departments as well, okay? But with Employee Center Pro, is like Employee Center on steroids. You know, they ship with a lot more content, you know. Go ahead and make it more targeted and actionable communication. It comes with enterprise search, like if you want to go ahead and unleash this extremely you know, strong enterprise search on external sources as well, like let's just say SharePoint, SAP, or Confluence, or just name it, any other data content repositories, then you can go ahead and just integrate all of that with your ServiceNow content as well, you know. And then integration with external system. So there's a lot. So how do you get this? Employee Center, just go to the app store, just go to the store, and then just get it right from the ServiceNow store, okay? For Employee Center Pro, you need to have HRSD Pro licensing at the least. or you can just go ahead and buy a standalone licensing as well. Okay, and so I think that with that being said, yeah, and then this is built right on the ServiceNow portal technology. So anything, so it's built right on the service portal. So anything that any widgets that you have used in service portal, just go ahead and leverage them in employee center as well. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let Mihir take over from here. And then he's going to go ahead and get his hands dirty with doing some of these, developing this portal. And then I'm going to get it back from him and then go over some of those other widgets.
Thank you, Samir. Hope you're seeing my screen. So in this demo, let's see about how we can add taxonomy navigation elements and how we can modify the quick links and how we can change the layout for the quick links and how modifications that we can do for the footer. All right. So by being said that, so let's jump into the first one, which is taxonomy navigation. So go to the native view or now experience and search the filter navigator, search with the taxonomies. This view will display all the taxonomies that were created for this instance. So in this instance, there is only one taxonomy, which is employee. Okay, I have opened this. So here, whatever items that you're seeing here, the child topics, so these will act as navigation elements in the employee center. So here I will add few more navigation elements by clicking on new here. All right, so let me add a new topic with name knowledge base. And I'm not giving any parent topic because I just wanted to display this as a parent. So I'm just saving this. All right. So now I'll be adding one icon to this. Just add an icon. All right. So for this knowledge base, I will be adding two more child topics. Let's divide this knowledge base into two categories, which is IT knowledge base. And let me save this. And I will be adding an icon for this. Similarly, I will be adding one more child topic with name, let's say, operating systems knowledge base. And I will be adding an icon here. All right, I'll click on update. All right, so we have added top navigation element as knowledge base, and we have added two child topics for this. But we haven't added or we haven't linked any content to these topics. So even though if you are having a topic, but if that is not associated with any content, that will not get displayed in the employee center navigation. All right, so let's add some content. So I will open the child topic of operating systems knowledge base, and from this option, add or remove content from categories. I will select the knowledge, and I will select items which are related to the operating system. Click on save. Click on update. And similarly, open IT knowledge base and come here and click on add remove content from categories. Select the knowledge and select some of the items related to the IT category. Okay, just added 4 category items. Click on save. All right. So now my topic is ready with the child topics. Let's review now in the employee service center. Here you can see that knowledge base, and I have added 2 child topics here. And if I click on browse all knowledge base, so which will open a topic page and which will display all the topics associated under this knowledge base. So these are the all knowledge articles which are associated to this parent. So if I click on IT knowledge base, I can see the items which are belongs to the IT, right? So this is how we can add the taxonomy navigation. Let's go to the next topic, which is a quick links. So I will show you how to add a quick links from the Now Experience UI. So here, whenever we search for quick links in the filter navigator, we can see the two options under content taxonomy and under employee center. So these two links are pointing to the same location. So we can click any one of them. So click on quick links and click on new item, sorry, click on new option here. So here it will display the list of content types that this link is belongs to, whether it is a knowledge article, catalog item, page, or external link. So for this purpose, I will just click on external link. So I have already defined one external link here with the Google News link. So I'll give this name for the link as News, and I will be adding an icon here. All right, I have updated the icon. So if you see the below options here, so there is assign topics and available for. So if we want to reflect this quick link in any one of the topics, we can add from here. Okay, and there is one more option is available for. So this is a kind of target audience, and if you want to show or hide this quick link from some users or to some users, we can use this feature. So first of all, we need to define some criteria for this available for. So for this purpose, I already defined the criteria, which is on-site group. So the people who are in this on-site group are able to see this link. So remaining people will not able to see this link. Okay, so you can use this available feature to show or hide the links, so which can be useful based on the user roles, right? So let's try to see whether this is reflecting here in the employee center or not. All right, so I have added a quick link, but that quick link is not appearing here. The reason for that, so we need to select the quick link in this widget. For that, so just right click, control and right click here and click on instance options. Okay, so before even we modify that, let me change the scope of the application to employee center. So right now it's in employee taxonomy. Okay, let me reload the employee center. So right click and control plus right click and click on instance options. And here I can select my quick links. It's Google News. Click on save. Okay, so right now this link is not appearing here because I'm not the right person to view it. So let me impersonate with another user as a build shooter, so which is appearing for this user. All right, so by using this available for feature, so we can hide or show the links here. And another thing for the quick links is if you want to modify the layout for this quick links, just do the, okay, let me stop the impersonation. So let's do again, open the instance options. From here, there is a card display style thumbnail. So we can change this to simple and the card title, sorry, tile size as small. So which will give a different look altogether. All right. So these quick links can be easily customized. So we can customize according to our needs. So these are about quick links. And coming to the last topic, which is a footer. So when it comes to the headers and footers for Employee Service Center, so these headers and footers are associated with theme. So what theme we have consumed in the Employee Center, so that theme will decide, or maybe that theme will having this information of the header and footer. So first, let's see which theme was utilized for this Employee Center. For that, I will be going to the portals, where I can see the list of portals available in my instance, and I can click on Employee Center. Here I can see the theme as EC theme. To check what headers and footers are available for this, so go to the themes, go to the service portal themes, and open the EC theme, where we can see the header and footer. Header is Employee Center header, and whereas footer is custom ESC footer. So this is a footer that we have customized, and I can show you this widget. So this is nothing but a widget. So we can create a widget and we can associate that widget as a footer here. Okay. To open the widget in editor, I will do the service portal configuration. From here, I will click on widget editor. And here I can search for my widget, custom ESC footer. So this is what the code contains in widget. So we are not having any client script and server script for this moment, because we are just giving those links statically in this HTML. So these are simple CSS and HTML that we have created. And so this is how the footer is rendering finally. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mihir. Yeah, I think it's very important to get your hands dirty a little bit so that you can experience what are you really doing over here. So Mihir has shown that there can be some amount of customization like HTML and CSS, but again, the thing is that extensibility might not even be required. You know, your organization might just, suffice from, what's already out of the box, and what's out of the box goes long ways, and this is exactly in lines with what ServiceNow has been recommending. And so we covered a lot on taxonomy, and then we covered how all of this can actually be, it's just the tip of the iceberg of an extremely deep-rooted collection of hierarchy, which is tagged over to every single content that you have within your organization. So it's pretty strong. Let's go and talk about the banner here. So the banner is one of those very strong, widgets which you're gonna get with Employee Center Pro. Yes, Employee Center Pro. This is not part of Employee Center. And so these are all actions which are associated with this communication, with this big banner, with this big image over here. So, and then you can have several different widgets or several different, banners over here. And then this can be more like a carousel as well. Now let's go ahead and talk about recommended for you. Now this is what I call a lazy man's way of surfacing some real critical information. And I'll tell you why. Depending on the licensing that you have, you can go ahead and, so ML algorithms can go ahead and scan through all of the data that you have and display all of that information over here. So if you have predictive licensing, and which usually comes with HRC Pro and ITSM Pro SKUs, then it's going to constantly be scanning all of your data and then go ahead and surface that. So it could be also catalog items and knowledge articles, and it can also be based on employee profiles and HR profiles as well. So all of that information, depending on what employee is clicking on what, it's able to maintain that data model and then surface that information. So extremely strong. Or if you don't have that licensing, you can still go ahead and use this depending on who's clicking on what. So employee search over here. So this is again a pretty strong widget, and this comes with, if I go to my widgets over here and then type in search, so it's got a lot of different search widgets, and you might have seen some of these in the past as well. AI search assist, and then catalog homepage search, which is something that we have just seen, contextual search, faceted search, and then here's down at the bottom, my favorite, typed search, which is progressive search results. As you keep typing it, it shows you those search results. And not just that, the search is in line with what I was saying. You can go ahead and even configure this to scan your external data sources as well. So maybe SharePoint, maybe several different connectors, it's just capable of scanning through all of that, putting everything together, and then just surfacing that information over here. So pretty strong. Let's go back to, and then announcement is another way that content can be surfaced, and there's content approvals over here as well. So, and there's a whole different workflow that you can set up, that you can follow, where content is being requested, maybe requests, maybe announcements, or maybe quick links, and all of that is being approved by content approvers before it's being surfaced to on these pages over here. Let me go ahead and also show you one of the pretty important thing, which is quick links. So yeah, right here, quick links. Quick links and my apps. So my apps is again something which is, it's showing everything. So this is the app launcher, and then part of the Enterprise Center of the Employee Center Pro, and then it provides employees one-click access to all of their web applications from the Employee Center itself. So it comes with built-in integrations with Okta and Azure to bring in all those applications that employees is assigned to, and then surface them in here. Isn't that cool, guys? So these applications are also available once you have connected these applications with Taxonomy as well. They're available on all the topic pages as well. So anything which is not part of the App Center, and if you want to have some external links created, then you can go ahead and add them to the quick links widget over here. And in lines with what Mahira has shown, this can be targeted as well. These quick links can be targeted only to the audience who's logged in. So and if I have permissions to see it, only I'm going to be the guy who can be looking at it. So pretty strong. Same applies with the portal footer as well. Nice with what Mahira just shown. It's pretty easy to go ahead and customize the footer and make it specific to my company. So in my case, it's AQL Technologies. All right, so let's get back to, so we got 10 more minutes. I'm gonna be very cautious of the time here. So we did cover a lot of things over here, and then I can have videos. It's a video widget, and then covers a lot of this. One of the other items over here is the My Active Items. Click on that, and then this is also pretty strong, and it gives you out. It's also part of the Employee Center Pro, and then you can have the My Items. I can, on my left-hand side, see a list of all those tasks that I have, and on the right-hand side, mark as completed. So pretty much just go ahead and see all of my items on the Employee Center page, and these items can be, I can go ahead and configure to bring in service, reservations, appointments, or anything else, which is active for an employee. It can also be from an external system, okay? And then it comes pre-configured with approvers, configuration, journey, learning, and all the other existing tasks within the ServiceNow ecosystem. So very strong, okay? You will have to, but there's always the catch, right? But you will have to have the HRSD enterprise license, for things like journey tasks. So licensing is, you still have this, but a lot of what you can see in here is based on the licensing, okay? And then upcoming events as well. I'm gonna go back and show you the upcoming events. And then upcoming events is another, Employee Center Pro widget, and you can see a list of all the upcoming events. Other than this, just a couple of the things that I want to show, which in the past didn't really happen much, was so this is my employee, this is my knowledge base, and this is my catalog items page, okay? And you can see that my branding from my Employee Center is coming over to my knowledge home, as well as my catalog page as well. Okay, so it's all like, so now there's the same branding which is going to be copied over, so you don't have to go ahead and juggle with Service Portal and try keeping out the branding on all the different pages. I think I am, so we have 8 more minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and cover a couple other important things, and then I see quite a few questions over here, and then I can go ahead and start answering those questions. Let's go ahead and talk about one of the other important topic, which is migrations. Okay, I think we did cover a lot of these slides. This configuration, talk about some of the features, taxonomy, licensing. Yeah, content analytics is one of the things. So this comes with content analytics as well, and this is one of the things. Once you have an intranet, and I've seen this like 1,000 times, and And a lot of my clients ask me, Samir, we have this intranet, but we don't see, how do we see, and we don't see much of engagement from our employees over here. So, and this is a completely different topic in itself. You got to make sure that you gauge, you have some kind of KPIs, you gauge what kind of engagement are your employees, are the clients having with the intranet. You can have the world's best intranet, but if it's not being used, then there's no ROI. So there are some dashboards over here. This is one of the dashboards. I didn't have much data, so I thought I'll just go ahead and show an image of the least, where I can go ahead and see page views per day. I can go ahead and say yesterday's top pages. I can go ahead and see this week's top pages, and then it's gonna go ahead and show me dashboards. Yeah, it's gonna go ahead and show me some KPIs. Pretty interesting. And let's go ahead and talk about service portal migration. And this is something that ServiceNow recommends. We agree with them, even though we have a hybrid approach to this, which is a little more granular than the ServiceNow approach, which you see over here. But in general, the thing is that you got to have Rome, okay, and then get started with that. At the end, pretty much I have seen that everybody's got at the least Rome, okay, at the least and -1. And then now you go ahead and talk about to set up the curated experience. Taxonomy is one of those most important things. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one about taxonomy, please let us know. Would love to go ahead and do that. So you have taxonomy, and then you go ahead and modify your taxonomy, clone it, never modify what you have, clone it, and then go ahead and tag it to all of your content and then surface that. And after that, go back to your service portals, analyze your service portals. What are the customizations do you have? Take a look at those customizations, and I'm pretty sure you have a lot of customizations. And now let's go ahead and see how those customizations can either be, you can re-baseline all of that, see how you can use those customizations and see if anything, a lot of that is out of the box. If you can go ahead and use out of the box, go ahead and do that. If not, let's go ahead and see if you can surface those customizations in the Employee Center as well. There is the Portal Analyzer tool to identify customizations. And then any kind of RCA errors that you experience, there's script available in ServiceNow to go ahead and eliminate those access issues as well. And after that, once you have your Employee Center, and this is where the challenging part starts, and this is where we have spent even months, speaking with the clients and laying out the new Employee Center. This is where marketing team comes in, sales team comes in, IT team comes in, content team comes in, and everybody's just sitting down and talking about how they want their brand new, modern intranet to look like. And once we have those designs, we usually do between 3 to 7 different, designs before we finalize on a design, and then we go ahead and implement that. And once you implement that, now you have your service portal, you have your brand new Employee Center, and take the service portal, and then you got to map it over to the Employee Center, okay? And once you have that, just redirect all the pages from the old ones to the new ones, and I think that's a way to go after that. I think that we covered migrations as well. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the questions that I've been receiving over here. So Steve, can we get started with questions, please?
Yes, thank you, Samir. A lot of great information there. Let's
Awesome.
get some of these questions going. How can mega menu taxonomy be migrated between instances?
Oh yeah, you know what? That's actually a very, very good question. And the reason being that, we've been talking about taxonomy, and this is primarily the mega menu is all driven by the taxonomy. And when you're trying to transfer information from one instance to the other, as everybody knows, you can go ahead and use your update sets. But for getting that data, you will have to import and export that using XML, okay? But again, and also this is one of the things that I wanted to show, and just being cautious of the time. So this is a great worksheet that comes with ServiceNow, and it just lays out how you can go ahead and define your taxonomy over here. Like for example, these are the topics. These are the several different departments over here, and these are the child topic. These are the child topic 2, and then you can go ahead and use this worksheet and sit down with your entire team. And so HR can do it with all of their HR guys. IT can do it with all of their IT guys. If it's healthcare can sit down, and then they have like this whole dictionary of taxonomy. Let's go and sit down and then define it. And then finally, you can upload that over to ServiceNow. So, and moving that from one instance to the other, it's going to be a little tough, but XML import export is a way to go. Go ahead, please. Next question.
Excellent. What's the process for restricting access to taxonomy topics?
Oh yeah, so that's one of the things that I was, that I was talking about, which is, by the way, a lot of this on the taxonomy side itself, you can have distributed ownership of taxonomy, where every department, kind of like what I was showing, and then Mir also showed some of that. You can have different departments have ownership of different taxonomy, but all the content which is associated with the taxonomy, now that's something which is permission driven. So any permissions that they have in it, that permission is going to trickle out, and that's what they're going to see. If they don't have permission to those topics, they're not going to see them.
Excellent. How do I add more items to my items widget?
Yeah, I think that you might have to go to the employee center and go to the configuration and then just go ahead and add the content. It's pretty straightforward, and you can experience that yourself.
Great. Why aren't specific connected contents appearing on my employee center?
That's interesting. Why is it not appearing? There could be 1,000 different, these are some really interesting questions, guys, that you're asking me, and I'm trying my best to answer them. But there could be a lot of different answers to it. Something that I've seen in the past is if it's just an inactive item, it just might not appear.
Okay. The next question is it necessary to consolidate departments in Employee Center?
Right. So that's, again, a great question. I know that we are at 12 o'clock. I'm just going to answer this last question. And if you have any more questions, please go ahead and send them out to us. Would love to go ahead and answer that. So here's the thing. A lot of people, a lot of organizations just start with one single department, and now, they experience that, and now all of a sudden it's just expanding to the entire universe, to the entire organization that you have. So that's when a lot of different departments, get started.